Hey, what's up? Welcome to the actual opening of this vlog, I guess. I've done some, like, as you could see from the previous clips, I've done some b-roll. So it's Saturday, October 8th. It's 11:21 p.m. now. Okay, first off, as you guys saw in the last clip, I painted my nails. So this is what I created. Some black, purple, and some sparkles. Anyways, let's talk about reading. That sounded weird. Okay, let's start with what I was reading the last clip. So I've been reading kind of Forest of Shadows, which this is a Frozen book. So this takes place between the first and the second movie. I felt like it had some full vibes. That's why I decided to read it now. I've had this book for a while. I've had this book for a while, but I'm just now getting to it. So yeah, I feel like it has some full vibes, at least from the cover of the book. I have this jacket over there. Felt like it had some fall vibes, so yeah, I decided to read it in the fall. It's fine. It's nothing like groundbreaking or like amazing. It's fine. But yeah, what's happening is I actually don't know. There's something going on in Arendelle where like the crops are dying and the animals are like falling asleep and not waking up. So of course Elsa, being queen, she it's her job to figure out what's going on and to fix it. And then there's some stuff happening with Anna where she keeps seeing a wolf that she had dreamt about when she was little, and now it's coming back up again. And yeah, so that's what's been happening. I'm just getting to the point where the plot is starting to pick up a bit, but it's fine. Anyways, the other book I'm reading is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This is the first book in, I think, a trilogy. Basically, all I know about this is that this is about a coven, coven of witches that was created by, like, the founding sister is Anne Boleyn. So that's pretty much all I know about it. This is like set like in the modern world, but like, you know, there's magic because they're witches. That's pretty much all I know about it. I'm only on page 20. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight, and yeah, I'm excited to get more into this and get some more witchy vibes. So there's that. So yep, that's what I'm currently reading, what I'm gonna be reading in this vlog. And this is some reading. Hey, what's up? So hold on, let me put the dust jacket back on this book. Okay, I think the last update I did was yesterday. So it's Sunday, October 9th. It's 10:16 p.m. Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. So I read a little bit this weekend from this. Not a lot. It's just taking me like a bit to like get into it. I feel like there's a lot of information being thrown at me, a lot of characters that I'm meeting, and I need to like figure out who they are, and then I'll also like figure out what like, because they're witches. We're following 3 POVs, I believe. So we're following, well, I had it here because I wrote a little note in the front of the book. So you follow, I think her name is, pronounce it, I don't know, Nia? It's N-I-A-M-H. Nia. I'm not sure, but we follow her. Helena and Leonie. So there's 3 POVs. They're all part of the same coven, Her Majesty's Royal Coven, and there's something that like happened in the past. There was some sort of war, and they all like reacted to it differently. It affected them all in different ways. So they're all like still trying to get like over like the things that happened during the war. Like the best way to describe it is like they said, Neum says that it scarred everyone that was involved. It scarred them in some sort of way. Some of them it was physically, some of them was internal scars, so emotional scars. So now there's been some sort of prophecy and something is coming. So now they have to like deal with that. That's pretty much all I really know about it. I'm still like trying to learn about all of these characters and figure out what happened during that war that happened, I think like 8 years ago. But yeah, it's just taking me a bit to like get into it and get invested into it. I feel like once I get like maybe like 100 pages in, I'll like start to get invested in it. But right now I'm reading it kind of on the slow side. But I'm gonna take a break from this for tonight because this isn't scary, at least like not right now or anything like that, but I feel like I also need something light and fun. So I think for the rest of tonight I'm gonna start the American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. This follows Rosie and Lucas. Yes, Rosie and Lucas, and they were characters in The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. So yeah, this is like a fun romance, so I'm just gonna start this before bed. I'm gonna try to be asleep by midnight, and because I want to like actually wake up early and go like on a quick little walk in the morning, get my day started. And so yeah, so I'm just gonna read this until it's bedtime. So that's my plan for tonight, and then tomorrow I'll get back into reading Her Majesty's Coven, unless I get really invested into this, and then I'll keep going with this, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my plan for tonight, and yeah, I'll probably update you guys again in the morning. Long time no updates. So it is Friday, October 21st. It's 9:16 p.m. It's finally the weekend. Thank you, Jesus. So excited it's the weekend. 3 days off because I don't work on Mondays, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, so last weekend I did not vlog at all. My bad. But last weekend I did read more of Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. So I am now currently on page 156. I'm on chapter 18. That was weird, 18. And thoughts so far is, I don't know. I feel like there's still like a lot of like world building and learning about all the different characters, because we follow a few different POVs. Helena, Yari. Maybe we follow 4 or 5 different POVs. So it's a little tricky, like remembering who is who. Even though they like all have different vibes, it's still a little hard remembering who is who and what's happening in their lives and all of that. I'm not sure what I mentioned the last time I updated, but there is like before this book there was a war that happened, and I think it was like 7 years prior or something, and but they're still all like recovering from the war and recovering from everyone that died during that, just recovering from the whole war in general. But now there's some sort of prophecy, and they are trying to learn more about it and see how they can prevent this prophecy from coming to fruition, pretty much. And I'm learning about all the different characters. There is a bit of Spice Girls references, which I love the Spice Girls when I was like, you know, during that time, during that era where they were like releasing music. So I think I left the references, I don't know, but yeah. So I have like, I literally have a post-it here because they each of the characters, they are like, when they were little, they assign themselves to a specific Spice Girl, like depending on like, I guess what they look like and their personality, who they match with. So yeah, so I have all the characters' names and which Spice Girl they associate themselves with. But yeah, overall I think I'm enjoying it. I'm still really trying to like understand the vibe and just like really get into it. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I think it has potential. I can't speak. I think it has potential. And I feel like once I get all the character traits and yeah, and I get to know them more, I feel like I'll be able to like flow more into the story and like vibe it more, you know. So there's that. The American Roommate Experiment. I think I'm tired because I don't know how to talk anymore, like, yeah. Anyways, the American Roommate Experiments by Elena Armas. I am currently on page 76. Have not made much progress in this, and I'm finding it okay so far. Oh, let me talk about how I don't understand this one thing that's happening, because maybe if you've read it you could explain it to me, or me being 76 pages in, maybe I just don't get it. So the whole thing is Rosie and Lucas, right, that they're sharing Catalina's apartment. But I'm like, well, she has a studio apartment, but I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you how that ended up happening, but it makes no sense why they have to share, because I think there's another option of where one of them could stay, and I don't know why they haven't thought about it. Yeah, which is staying in Aaron's apartment. Does that make sense to you or no? If you if you've read this, and you know what I'm talking about, if you understand it, let me know, because I'm like, why can't one of them stay in Aaron's apartment? Is it because they can't get in touch with, or they don't want to bother Aaron or Catalina? I don't know. Yeah, so if you know, let me know. But in other news, I don't know why I said that. I did finish Forest of Shadows by Camila Benko, which this is a Frozen 2 book. It bridges Frozen and Frozen 2. So the events of this book take place between the two movies, and it was fine. It wasn't anything amazing. It didn't, I don't feel like it added much to the story, but would have been better if I read this before I watched Frozen 2. Yeah. So if you haven't watched Frozen 2 and you're interested in picking up this book, then read it before watching Frozen 2. But I think you can live your life without reading this. You know, like without reading it and like just watching the movies. I don't think this adds like much to the plot, besides just, you know, a new different adventure with the characters from Frozen. I did really like Olaf in this a little bit. It's obviously not the same because, you know, Josh Gad. He just knows how to do the character. So it's different in that way. But there was just certain things about Olaf in this. I'm like, that's so funny. But yeah, that's what I've read last weekend and this week. I finished this, I don't remember, it was yesterday, the night before yesterday, I don't remember. But I am continuing this vlog. This pretty much, I feel like now I'm doing just like monthly vlogs. So this is like everything that I've been like reading in October. So I am going to be reading this weekend. Ali from Hardback Hoarder is doing a 24-hour readathon, but it's like an intense one where she live streams the full 24 hours. So I'll be joining in and out throughout the day, watching her sprints and attempting to finish Her Majesty's Royal Coven. Wish me luck. But I'll leave you at that because this clip's 10 minutes long. Like, why am I rambling? So yes, morning time, we're doing some reading. Hey, what's up? So it's currently Saturday, October 22nd. It's 8:49 p.m. and let's do a little reading update. So yeah, so right now I'm still currently watching Ali's Hardback Hoarders 24-hour reading sprints. This started at 10 a.m. but I didn't start watching until a little past noon. And I've done a few amount of the sprints that she's done. When I first started watching, I think I didn't do like the first sprint, but I've done most of them. Anyways, I've been reading Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I am now on page 225. Finally made it to the halfway mark. And what I have to tell you, okay, we're still learning a lot. This is, I believe, gonna be a trilogy. We're still learning a lot about the world, about the Coven. It's, what is happening outside? About the Coven, like how it first came to be. We got a little bit of that. Also, we've like I keep mentioning this war that happened 7 years prior to the beginning of this book. We're starting to learn more about why they got into the war and a little bit of what happened. We also get a lot, some more information about one of the characters' sister, who we don't have a POV from her, and we don't know where. Yeah, we just get more information about her sister, her twin sister, which is Neve. Which also, I finally looked up how to pronounce these characters' names, because some of them I am like, I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I just gave them nicknames. So I'll put first name here. So Niamh. Yes. That is pronounced Neve, and I just been saying Nia because I'm like, how do you pronounce that? The second name that I was having trouble with, I'm just so bad at pronouncing names. It's Leonie, which is Leonie, which now I'm like, okay, yeah, that's obvious. So Leonie. And then we don't have much from this character's point of view, but she's a character nonetheless. So her name is Chinara, and the best I could find to pronounce it is Chinara, but I have no idea if that is actually how you pronounce it. So if you know, let me know. But thoughts of, I think I still feel the same way, where I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this book yet. There are some interesting parts to it, but I feel like at this point I'm not like in love with this just yet. I'm not. Feel like I don't know, I need to like learn more about the characters, but then again, it's just like also with going back and forth with all the characters, it's a little hard to like get invested in one character, because then you jump to somebody else's POV. But also maybe like now that I'm just like reading this kind of consistently, unlike before where I was just reading a few chapters here and there, like I've been reading this all month. I feel like now if I just keep like reading like consistently without taking breaks, like days with like, yeah, and just like, you know, I'm gonna read as much as I can today and tomorrow, and like hopefully then I'll be able to connect to at least like one of these characters. But I still feel like I don't know too much about them, and I haven't formed an opinion on these characters. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but yeah, I feel like I haven't gotten much about each character to like really like form an opinion on if I like them or not. Yeah, so there's that. But this is a very diverse book in terms of having LGBTQIA plus rep. Yeah, but again, it's just character wise, I'm just like haven't attached to anyone, and I don't know why, and I want to, so we'll see what happens. But a lot is happening in this. Like, I'm doing my little like method of like writing down every 50 pages like what happened, and there's a lot that happens. I'm like writing like really tiny so I could fit like a lot in one little post-it. I think that's all I really have to say for the moment. I'm gonna keep reading this. Hopefully I get invested. But maybe like, oh, maybe it's because it's just slow pace. Why I'm not just like, you know, in it. So maybe like the second half it'll pick up and I'll get more invested in it. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Hey, what's up? So it's Monday, October 24th. It's 3:07 p.m. Oh my god, focus. Okay, so Her Majesty's Royal Coven. I am currently on page 373, chapter 49. I have less than 100 pages left, and shit, it's gonna go down now. I know it. I can feel it. Also because of whatever. So I just wanted to do a little update before I finish the book, because I hopefully gonna finish this tonight. So one more update before I finish it. Thoughts before that. Okay, so Helena, don't like her. She's annoying. The things that she's doing, the things that she says, it's annoying being in her POV, because I'm like, I don't want to be in your POV. So yeah, I'm not liking Helena, but I am excited to see how this first book wraps up. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this first book wraps up. And because I'm assuming it's because it's the first book in the trilogy, it's this first book is setting up what's gonna happen the rest of the series. So I'm excited to see like what it's setting up for, like what we have in store for book 2, because obviously I feel like something's gonna be left up in the air, because you know this is a first book in the series, like I keep saying. So I'm excited to see like what we have to look forward to in the second book, if that makes sense. But yeah, don't like Helena, and it's not fun being her POV. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading a little bit, and I'll keep you guys updated. I think I'm just gonna do one more update once I've finished it. So yeah, so okay, I think right now rating wise it's sitting at like a 3-star. So depending on how these last something pages goes, it might go up, or it might stay at a 3. We'll see what happens. Hey, so it's still Monday, October 24th. It's 11:09 p.m. Oh, also I set up my new phones. I have a new phone case, and it's 6 inspired. It says, I don't think it's focusing. It says 1 of a kind, no category, 6 reference. Anyways, what we're here for, reading. So I finished Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads, but it's like a 3.5, just because it took a while to like get to like the juicy bits. But I feel like, again, book 1, this is like setting things up, so I feel like book 2 will probably just like, you know, it'll be more jam-packed with like action, I'm thinking. But yeah, 3.5 stars. Those last few pages, yeah, there was a lot going on, and then the ending, yeah, let's just say that I'm very intrigued to see what's gonna happen in book 2. But okay, so while I was reading the second to last chapter, I realized where things were heading, and I was right, but I was wrong at the same time. I thought, I was like, oh, imagine I was like, oh, imagine if this is what happened, but it actually hadn't happened yet, but that's what ended up happening in the last chapter. So that one little like plot twist, it's not plot twist, but like thing that happened in the end, interested to see how that's gonna play out in book 2. Also, something happened to a character in this, and interested to see what happened with that, because I feel like, okay, let's just say somebody died, but I'm like, are they dead? Are they really though? So we'll see in book 2 what happens with that, because I'm always like questioning, like when somebody dies in a book, I'm like, but are they really dead? Like, are they? I think just because, you know, watching PLL, Pretty Little Liars, it was always like, if you don't see the body, they could still be alive. So I feel like that's what this kind of situation is just like, I don't know. But yeah, I wish there was more witchiness in this. It wasn't as much as I thought. Also, I feel like it was like, it says in the back, like, oh, the founding like member of this coven was Anne Boleyn, but I kind of wish they talked a bit more about it. It was just like, it would just like in the book, it was just like mentioned like, oh yeah, the person who founded this coven was Anne Boleyn. But I'm like, if you're using like such a like non-political just a known, such a big public figure, you would think that you would talk a bit more about that person in the book, and that they'll be not more involved, but something that you will use that fact. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know, I just feel like they could have been more used with that. It just felt like it was just like a throwaway fact, like, oh yeah, Anne Boleyn is the founding member. So, but it didn't like give much explanation on like why like the author chose Anne Boleyn to be the founding person of this coven. Yeah, I just wanted like more like background information about how that went down, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, wish there was more witchy vibes, but again, feel like this was mainly just like setting up for like the rest of the trilogy, getting to know these characters. And yeah, let's see. Okay, I do want to point out trigger warnings. I feel like the main one I could think of, the only one I could think of, is trigger warning for transphobia. Yeah, there's a character that says some transphobic things, so if that's something that triggers you, like, know that going into this, that that's a thing here in this book. But yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say about this book. Overall, I enjoyed it. I don't think character-wise, I don't think I was like really like invested in any of the characters, but I did like the sisterhood of it, and I do feel like once the second book comes, hopefully, I'm able to like connect to a bit more. Yeah, but plot wise was very interesting. Just like, oh, in general, the plot, I enjoyed it, let's just say that. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, like I keep saying, I'm intrigued to find out what's gonna happen in book 2. What's gonna happen to these characters, especially some in particular. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it at. But yeah, that ending, wow. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna leave it at. I think my next book I'm gonna pick up is These Blinding Lights by Chloe Gong. I probably will read the prologue in a little bit and then continue reading that tomorrow and for the rest of October, which is like, the rest of October is like a week. But yeah, that's my update for now, and I'll talk to you guys again some other time. Hey, what's up? So I just realized my last update was in the same spot. Anyways, it's Saturday, October 29th. It's 1:09 p.m. And okay, reading update. It's gonna be quick. I just started These Blinding Lights by Chloe Gong. I am on chapter 2. Haven't had a lot of time to read this week, but I'm gonna be focusing on this today. I'm gonna try to make a little bit more progress, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be reading other things, just because that's gonna be a separate video. I think the last 2 years I've done this, where I've done like a 24-hour spooky Halloween readathon. So I'll go post, and then I post that video on Halloween day. So I'm gonna be filming that tomorrow and then posting that on Halloween day. So I'm gonna do it the same way I did it last year, where it's not really like a reading vlog, it's just like a spooky 24-hour doing Halloweeny things. I'm gonna see what I can do. It's gonna be like watching and reading. So I'm gonna be reading spooky books. Not really spooky, because I can't really do like scary books, but I'll make up I have ideas, so you'll see that in that video. And then I'm gonna be watching like for example, last year, I'll link it up here if you want to watch last year's. I watched like the Hey Arnold Halloween episode. I watched a Rugrats Halloween episode. I watched a Doug Halloween episode, which that Doug episode is like one of my favorites. I watched Halloween Town Twitches only like that day. And then I read in that vlog, I read All These Bodies by Kendar Blake. So if you're interested in like seeing that, I'll link it up here so you guys can check it out. But this year I'm gonna be doing the same thing, like watching like spooky Halloween themed episodes / movies, and then reading something like that I feel like will fall in like the Halloween category. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. So for today, I'm just gonna be focusing on reading as much as I can of These Blinding Lights by Chloe Gong. So if you don't know, this is a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet, and it is set in 1920s Shanghai, and there's a monster, and I think that's pretty much all I really know about it. And I know that it focuses more on the violent parts versus the romance parts, like the actual Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare play. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. But right now I have a little unboxing. So last year I got this. I got Kingdom of the Curse by Cameron Scocco, the second book in the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy on the bookish box. So I had to get the third book, Kingdom of the Feared, from the bookish box. So that's gonna be what I'm gonna be unboxing. This came so much quicker than Kingdom of the Curse came last year. Kingdom of the Curse took like forever. Like it had been out, the book had been out for like a month already, and it took a very long time to ship. So I'm gonna be opening this up now and showing that to you guys. Oh. Apparently I don't know how to open a box. What? Oh, okay. I'm like, why is it green? First off, it comes with this. It's Kingdom of the Feared exclusive Lux edition. But yeah, I was like, why is this green? This is the first time I've ordered from the bookish box, since they have done like little, yeah, so it's the first time I've ordered from the bookish box since they had since they put the books in these little sleeve situations. But here we go. It's very similar to book 2. It's the same colors. So here we go. Came with the Feared by Carrie Montescaco. Maybe I should have done like this. Then I know the end paper. Ooh. Genuine reaction. Oh, I think I forgot this was a thing. So we have different end papers. Oh wait, oh, that comes out. Interesting, interesting. These are the actual end papers. I'll show you the inside of the dust jacket in a second. And it's signed. Then the end is the same in the back. And then this is the front. Now I'll show you the other side of the dust jacket, which is a reversible dust jacket. Of course, we have Amelia and Raph. And then the quote is, "You cannot win against love. It is a force more powerful, more terrifying than any magic you possess or fear you inspire." That's the reversible dust jacket. But to be fair, I like the actual covers a bit more. But yeah, that's a little unboxing. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna I don't know, I might eat something and then start reading. So that's my update for now, and I'll talk to you guys again later. Hey, what's up? I'm wrapping up this vlog because it's November now. I turned the flashlight. How did that happen? It's Saturday, November 5th. It's 4:51 p.m. Yeah, I'm wrapping up this vlog. So if you can hear the fan, it's hot in here, so I'm leaving it on, and it's too far away for me to turn it off. So yeah, okay, so wrapping up this vlog. So what happened in this vlog was, first off, the book is too far, so I'm not gonna grab it. Here you go. So I read Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. Yes, I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. It wasn't fully what I was expecting, what it was gonna be, but the way that it ended, I'm definitely gonna pick up the second book and see like how things progress. I do feel like this first book was a lot of just like learning well, the different characters. So there was a few different POVs, learning different characters, also learning about the world, even though it's said it's, what's that called when it's, there's fantasy elements but it's set in like in the real world. It's one of those books, I forgot the name. So yeah, it's one of those. It was doing it was a lot of world building, just learning about like the whole, how their whole coven and witches and the warlocks work and everything. But yeah, I'm super interested to see how things progress in the next book. I think I told you guys already, trigger warning or like caution warning for transphobia. There's a transphobic character in this, so if that's something you want to stay away from, that's in this book. So just, you know, proceed with caution. I think it's really the only trigger warning that I remember. But yeah, excited to see what happens next. And then after I read that, I started These Fine Delights by Chloe Gong. I'm not far out at all. I'm on page 55, chapter 5. So I can't really tell you much about my thoughts or whatever. But I'm gonna continue reading this in my next reading vlog, which I'm gonna start after I finish wrapping this up. But yeah, 1920s Shanghai, Romeo and Juliet reimagining. There's a monster involved. Heavy on the violence, light on the romance. That's what I've heard. So there's that. That's pretty much all I think. All that happened in this vlog. So yeah, you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I can know what kind of videos I should post on here. Also, all my social media links will be linked down below in the description box, so you can follow me on there. And if you like to and you haven't yet, please subscribe to become part of the little family here on Yari Hearts Books. I'm gonna try and post more consistently, so fingers crossed I can do it. Give me all the good editing and posting vibes. So I'll catch you guys here next time. Bye.